Good morning. Welcome to the Ferrum College Coaches Show. My name's Dave Newcombe. I'll be your host, and I have a couple of guys with me, head coach Dave Harper and senior offensive lineman Cody Jones. Cody, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm from Chantilly, Virginia.
That's a good place,
Yes, it is. Chantilly and, right.
Yeah, I came here.
Centerville, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Chantilly, Virginia?
It's in Chantilly, Virginia.
Yeah.
Chantilly. Don't say
Okay.
Chantilly and Centerville, two different
Okay.
places.
Yeah. I came here when in about 2011.
Yeah.
Been here all 4 years.
Great.
Criminal justice major. I focus on trying to be a law enforcement officer as I graduate.
Good. Good. And you've been a solid member of the offensive line for a number of years. You had a setback last year where you got hurt. What do you do some things besides criminal justice and studying and football? Is there another group you belong to?
I'm a part of the fraternity Sigma Alpha Kappa.
Yeah, one of our long-standing fraternities, and our producer-director, Gary Holden, is the longtime advisor to that group. So, and then Chantilly, we have another Chantilly guy here. He's a big fan, and it's always good to get one of your own.
Oh, no question. I'm a 1984 alum of Chantilly. I guess when did you graduate? 10 or 11?
2011.
2011. So it's always good. A good Charger.
Yeah.
Little purple and silver. I guess we still are.
Yeah. A great tradition there at Chantilly, and a great tradition here at Ferrum. Well, Coach, I wanted to show our homecoming T-shirt. You know, it's homecoming weekend, and it's a great day. Okay, let's zoom in on that. It's a great day to be a Panther, and we think that Saturday it's going to be a great day to be a Panther because we're having all kinds of celebrations, and we'll get to that next. But
is that a double X there?
No, it's just
not,
a single.
Okay, I was looking for a shirt there. Okay.
We might find you one.
Okay.
We might find you one. That'll be good. And so let's talk about our offense with our offensive lineman here. It all starts with the offensive line. Coach, talk about the offense a little bit.
Well, Cody is really the one of the five that's got the most experience, even though he got injured last year in an off-the-field issue. The offensive line coming into camp, I thought they were going to be better than we were last year, and I still think that.
Yes.
They had a rough start. We had 3 new starters in the interior in our first game, and they played that way, And then last week, I thought in our off week, the offensive line was the best group that improved from game 1 to game 2. There's no doubt about that, and that goes with with Cody and Brian Smith, who's the other offensive tackle, kind of getting those guys going in the right direction and stuff. So I was very pleased with the way they improved from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, I watched it on the TV. I've been up at Shenandoah for many years, and I couldn't make the trip because of a lot of other stuff we were doing, and it looked like the protection was great, and we had some nice holes for the running back.
I was extremely pleased with that group.
Yeah, and so you look for that every week with your team is the improvement. And
no question. I think that's the sign of from really for coaching part of it. That's just what we look for, and if they don't, I think then you got to look at yourself. It's just like we talk about after a football game, win, lose, or draw. The first person you look at is yourself.
Yep.
You don't look, as a coach, I don't look to my players and say, what did I do wrong or what did I do right to prepare this football team? Yeah. And the players got to have that same mindset.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so offensively, our offensive coordinator, Chris Bajay, he's in his second year and getting used to things. Talk about the offense and what we're running. What are we
Let's see if we've done a good job of coaching.
What offense are we running?
We
What's
run
it
more
called?
of a triple option slash like kind of like spread type. Like
Spread.
Some like we'll go in the spread and like spread the guys out, but we'll also run the triple option right out of there. Run speed option. Basically, we try to disguise many plays in different formations.
Right. And you got a pretty good guy running the show at, well, it starts with the center on the offensive line, of course, but a pretty good guy behind the center in a 3-year starter, Tim Reynolds. So that's helpful. And I think it's going to be a great day Saturday, and we'll look for this offense to really explode.
We need to. I think there's enough talent there that we should be putting up points on the board. I do know that, And I hope our guys, come ready to play.
Yeah. Defensively, we're young on defense, and we've got a new defensive coordinator, a whole new defensive staff, and that takes some time to adjust, I think. Talk about defensively.
Well, we're done with saying that we're young.
Right.
Now that becomes a crutch, and I'm not about that. Right now where we're at defensively is if we've had 2 games and there have been preseason games I'm looking at, and now our players got to understand where their fits are, and that's what it boils down to, and our players have got to be in the right spot. As a coach, you do everything you can Monday basically through Friday to get your players ready to play, and then on Saturday it's kind of up to them to, carry all their practice time and video watching and film study over to the game. And then the coach's job on Saturday afternoon when the players are not playing well, then they got to take upon themselves to help them out, and then vice versa. I mean, coaches sometimes have bad days calling plays, then the players got to help. I mean, it's got to be a two-way street there on both sides. If we make a bad call, then the players got to make it work. Yep. The players are not playing well, then we got to do a great job of coaching them. And that's just like in any business. There's no difference. Right. If a faculty member is coming into class and it had a bad night, or child is sick, they're going to be grumpy and they're not going to teach as well. Well, then the students got to prepare and help that teacher out, and vice versa. And that's what I think people don't understand. We're teachers too.
Yeah.
We're just teaching a different subject matter, and they're students of they're student athletes, and they're students of the football game, they're students of the classroom and social skills.
Yeah, it's music to my ears. We talk about the co-curriculum all the time, and at a small liberal arts college, when you're involved in co-curricular activities like football, like the fraternity that you're in, you're going to learn from those things. And I venture to say in 20 years, you're going to remember those things and what you learned out of the classroom, probably a little bit more than maybe that math formula you forgot. But it works together.
It does work together. Yeah. But I said this to all my recruits and their families, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that the first, especially for our young players, the first month or 2 months, they learn more about dorm life outside of the classrooms than they do, because everything's changed. Their whole life has changed. They're the incoming freshmen. There is no comfort zone right now. I mean, they're not comfortable in the dorms, not comfortable in the classroom, they're not comfortable on the football field because everything's new. Yeah. And when things are new, you're usually in an environment of learning. Yeah. So that's why it's new. And you're uncomfortable because you don't know. And when you're uncomfortable, you're learning also.
Yeah, darn right. And then when they walk across that stage in 4 or 5 years, it's they really get into a new phase, but it's a wonderful moment of accomplishment, and it's just tremendous. When I see you after graduation taking pictures with your seniors and that kind of thing, it's just so rewarding. And we're absolutely right, Coach. We're educators, and I think that our students learn a lot from that. Talk about our defense some. We got new coach, new defensive coordinator, Phil Almation, who had been here years ago as a student, then came back and coached with Hank Norton. Then he's been everywhere he's been to a lot of different Division I colleges, and he comes back to Ferrum to kind of as his retirement position.
Well, he brings so much knowledge. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the knowledge. And it's just not on the football field. It's organizational, off the field, how to travel, how to do all sorts of things. And we've done some things to change, but there's the difference. There's the biggest difference is the time commitment. Our athletes here at Ferrum or Division III school, they're putting in 15 hours in the classroom. We're hopefully 15 hours of studying.
Right.
And then most of our guys, 80% of them, have work study, and that's 10 to 15 hours. And then they're putting in another additional 18 to 20 hours in football. So if you add all those numbers up, that's 60 hours.
Right.
And what our new coaching staff is having trouble with is, our guys leave practice at 6:15. They go to the caf, and they may go work at Papa John's from 7 to 10. Yeah. Well, they have a window at Division I. At 2:00, they're in the football building from 2 to 6:30. There is no classes. There is no work study. I mean, and that's a change for them.
It sure is.
So now that they're starting to understand is, I may have to meet with these two guys at lunchtime, or these two guys early in the morning, or later in the evening, and as their schedule, because a Division III athlete, I don't care what sport it is, it's a greater sacrifice than any Division I because of the work study part of it.
Yeah, and you're getting paid to play football essentially in the Division I and Division I.
There's no difference, and I'm sure this is across the country in any sport. It doesn't matter, field hockey, soccer, whatever. How we do it with our athletes and treat our athletes here is the same thing they're doing at Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. But our guys got some other things they got to do to help themselves with their education to pay for.
Yeah. Jeff Hansen, another new coach with a great deal of experience, and then you got a young guy, Bill Neslett.
He's good as gold. I'll tell you, that young guy, he's going to be a great coach in all phases. He's a great strength coach. I think he's brought a lot of new things there. And you're talking about Coach Hansen. Coach Hansen and I, we had a long history together.
Yeah.
When he first came back and we interviewed, his brother was a linebacker when I was a freshman here.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and that was an interesting relationship. I won't go in there. and then my very first year on the road recruiting, I was up in Fairfax recruiting, and I can't remember the hotel, but Jeff was staying at the same hotel that I was. And I walked out, and he said, Ferrum. He said, my brother went to Ferrum. I said, He said, Hanson. I said, yeah, Pete. And so we got to talking. And he treated me. I mean, he sat me down. We went out to dinner that night, and he said, all right, these are where the players are. Boom, boom.
Right.
And he was just a first-class individual. And Jeff is extremely first-class. Yeah. And plus, he's a really good football coach.
Yeah. He certainly has a great reputation, and real engaging when you meet him, and so it helps to have somebody like that. And he and Coach Almation seem to balance each other out.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Yes.
And then special teams this year. New kicker, new punter. How are we looking there?
Coach Shaw did a great job with our kickers. He really did, and people have no idea, but he did a phenomenal job. And I've kind of taken that role over. So this summer I did a lot of studying on kicking and stuff. Matter of fact, it was pretty neat. I had an opportunity to go up to St. Louis at the Greenbrier and talk to Shane Graham, who I knew. And so Coach Almation's son was doing an internship, so I got access to everything. And I sat there probably for about an hour and a half, right in the middle of practice, talking to Shane Graham about kicking and things, and just educating myself in my new role. And then I went to the Redskins and did the same thing. But it's interesting. At both of those NFL teams, they do not have a kicking coach.
Oh, my.
Their kickers do themselves. Now they have a special teams coach, but they don't have a kicking coach, which I thought was pretty interesting. You know, so but we have a very talented freshman group of kickers. There's no question about that, and our future is really bright.
Good,
really bright.
Good. Yeah. Well, our opponent. Let's talk about our opponent, the North Carolina Wesleyan, battling Bishops, and they're 1-2, but the schedule's pretty deceiving. They gave Christopher Newport all they wanted. And they have some really good players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know scouting report on them, Cody?
The defense is mostly freshmen, but they're all athletic. They all come hard. They don't stop whenever. They don't take plays off. They're just in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm going to try my hardest I think our O-line can take them.
Yeah. I remember a young man last year by the name of James Wallace on defense that was pretty good.
He was good, and he's a good player. You know, they're very, like Cody said, they're very athletic on defense, and they've always been this way. You know, the thing that they have on offense, they got the running back and a receiver. The running back is as good as it gets at our level.
Jaquez Alston, he just broke their record for most yards
in
a career.
and I guess I should give young people know their names, and I do for most, but their numbers. That's when you know all of a sudden who's number 4. You look at that, you know, and but he is. I was fortunate that I was on the All Region committee for All Americans, and I voted for him for this region. The linebacker up at Wesley College in Dover, Delaware, he's the best in the region as a football player, but also he's right there with them, and then he is good as it come, and we just couldn't get him out of the region because of their record, which is a shame.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a talented young person, you're talented. It doesn't matter what the team record is, but he's one of those backs. You know, when you'll hear it Saturday when he touches, everyone will go. You know, he's got the ball.
He's electric.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
He's had some good games against us.
Yes, he is. He's
in the past years.
He's had right now, I think, counting a kickoff return, he's had 9 plays of 50 yards or more. Yeah. You know, that's pretty special in 3 games. Yeah.
Well, he's their career all-time leading rusher, so he's a special one. So we've got to watch out for that guy on defense. So, well, let's change gears. We talked about pretty much all I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to put you on the spot, I guess. 2 years ago, our Student Government Association, they give out a special award called the Mentor of the Year Award, and we've never given it. It's never been given to a coach, and you received that 2 years ago. Do you remember?
Oh yes, I mean, and people,
getting that.
You know, there's a lot of things that happens in your career, you know, as an athlete and as a coach, you know. But at the end of the day, it's about your players. It really is, you know. And you know, one of my favorite times of the year is the Thursday before graduation. I have all my seniors over, and we sit on my back deck, and I do ribs and steaks, and I enjoy that, you know. Yeah. And you know, and I've been really extremely blessed at this place, and got a lot of awards. I've played with a lot of great players. Yeah. But there's no question that will be a special award that I always will remember. Yeah. No, I mean there's no doubt about that. You know, so it was a special year, a special team. Right. You know, and it all that stuff goes together. You know, if a teacher gets Teacher of the Year, it's because of their students. Right. I mean, it is. I mean, that's, you know, because we're not here without our students. Yeah. You know. Yeah,
those are awards that are not picked by anybody but students, and I think you need to feel special on that. Now we've got class, right, yes. Cody? So we gotta wrap this up. Where you have criminal justice class?
No, I got an English class.
Oh, English class.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can we let Cody go with class, and we'll finish up with Coach Harper.
I'll see you.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Be late. Sorry. Did I keep him late?
Yeah.
Thank you for the reminder. So, just I wanted to talk a little bit about homecoming. You know, you're an alum, and you'll see some of your buddies coming back, and that's always fun. But we've got you know, it's it's family weekend, it's homecoming weekend. Should have a great crowd here on Saturday. We're really looking forward to it. It'll be a great day to be a Panther and have all kinds of things. Friday night we have a parade. We have a big concert. We have 3 music events. One guy named Mike Sullivan, who's a singer-songwriter. We have Josh Vietti, who's a hip-hop violinist who's been on all the late-night shows, on Ellen, you know, he's just super. This is his 4th year coming back to Ferrum. Extremely popular with our students, so he'll be here. We'll show off our homecoming court. Hopefully, if you want to send a couple of football reps that night after practice and after the meetings.
You're always concerned,
Yeah.
you know, homecoming,
Right.
because there are a lot of things
Right.
to do, and like, you know, the parade is it's right in the middle of
Yeah,
our
you
practice,
can't. I understand,
you know, but it's, you know, the players got to be smart,
Right.
you know, and it's just like for them, you know, and for us, people don't realize this is, you know, I have 10 final exams. Our players have 10 final exams, you know, through the season.
Right,
so every
right.
Saturday we have a final exam.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so our players has got to do the right things
Right.
and prepare, just like they do, you know, for their normal exams,
Yep.
you know, and tests and so I hope we're smart, you know, and the things that we've tried to do, you know, through our football program is tell them, you know, hey, if I have a final exam, you know, on Friday morning at 8 o'clock, well, then I got to do the right things, not just Thursday, but Wednesday, preparing for it, you know, and so hopefully the freshmen and some young people that are not playing, I hope they enjoy homecoming.
Yeah.
I hope the other ones enjoy Saturday night.
Right, exactly. But anyway, Friday will be a big deal, and it's more of a family thing. You know, last year we had people and their children coming back, the alums, the faculty, the staff. It was just a real nice event, so we're trying to emulate that some this year again with bringing back. And our feature group is the Legacy Motown Review.
Okay.
It's a great group. They played down at the Harvester earlier this summer, so they're really good. And so it's going to be a great event. Just throwing it out there for our TV audience. Also, we have a book coming out, or it's out now. You can purchase that book by our producer-director, Gary Holden. It's a Black and Gold, A History of Ferrum College Athletics. That's a great thing. It should be a wonderful book. You can buy that online, and the information is go to the Ferrum College Athletic page, and the information's there for you.
And I've started reading the book, and it's an outstanding book. It's way too cheap. I mean, I thought we should.
$15.
Yeah, I think it should be like $50. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, you know, I mean, how can you? I mean, some of our students are buying books at it. One of the players came up with $250. Right. You know, we're selling this book for $15.
Right,
what a steal!
Exactly. Yeah, it's a good deal. Well, Coach, then we. You know, I know we take one game at a time, but we're going to travel to Christopher Newport next weekend, and then we'll be back home again against Maryville, 2 really challenging, tough teams, but we have our hands full with North Carolina Wesleyan, and the Battling Bishops, we'll take them one at a time. Well, until next week, we'll have our women's soccer coach, James Lofton, here, and hopefully some athletes with us. And until then, come out to the homecoming events Friday, Saturday. There's all kinds of reunions and for teams, and it's just a wonderful week. And we really invite our local people. We need you to come out and support Ferrum football. It's important to get the community back supporting us, and they've always been a great support. And we hope they come out on Saturday. It's a wonderful value for great football, they hit just as hard in this in Division III as they do anywhere else, maybe harder.
Well, I hope that the community comes out for all our sports.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
That's what Ferrum's always been about, you know, and I hope to see a lot of people, obviously, at our football game, but, you know, matter of fact, I watched a soccer game last night for a little while. That was an exciting game, went in overtime. We came up a little short, but the players were playing hard out there.
Yeah. Boy, we've improved in the soccer, in men's soccer, that's for sure. Well, so until next week, next Thursday, with James Lofton, this is Dave Newcombe, along with Coach Harper and Cody Jones, who had to run off to class, which is very important.
I like to say one word.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you're retiring, you know, so best of luck in that. I wish I wish I was right on your footsteps, but that's for sure, my friend.
Well, I'm retiring from work, but I'm still going to live on. You know, I own a home on campus, and my wife and I have some great plans. What a great place to be! Where would you rather be?
Oh, I've said this is one of the best places to raise a family, without a doubt. My boys grew up on campus, and it's a great place to raise a family.
All right.